At 21, most people are asking who they're dating. My daughter's already married, and she's figuring out her faith, her purpose, and pressure, just like everyone else her age. This isn't advice. This is a real conversation between father and a daughter about young adulthood actually feels like today. The questions in this episode will spark some great conversations that you can use in everyday life. Are you ready? Let's go.
Connecting the dots, connecting his guests to the world, creating more connections. Welcome to The Connection. Meet your host, author, coach, Air Force veteran, Jay Morales.
Jordan, are you excited to be here today?
I'm so excited.
So I can tell you're a little nervous, but that's okay, right? I mean, so when you saw your brother Mason's podcast, how did you feel?
I thought it was cool.
Yeah. Did you feel a little left out, a little bit of FOMO?
A little bit.
Yes.
But no, I want to have this one-on-one.
Yes. Good. I appreciate that. I can see your excitement. So I'm going to start right off. Okay. So these questions are going to set the tone. How would you describe the season of your life right now to someone who doesn't know you?
Season of my life. Well, newly married, about 8 months into marriage. Just got a new job as a real estate agent.
Yes, that's huge. I mean, a lot of news, right?
Yeah.
So real estate agent. Yeah.
It's a lot of change. I would say it's a season of change and adapting.
Yeah.
So
you're in a season of adapting and change.
Mhm.
How about growth? Is growth in there? Like, is it exponential growth or is it just gradual growth? What do you feel?
exponential for
Okay.
sure. I always say growth isn't linear. So I think definitely learning new things and there's new challenges and being able to like challenge myself every day or like get new challenges every day.
I mean, you're only 21.
Yeah.
Let's remember that. So remember, this is a 21-year-old that we're talking to right now. What feels most exciting and most overwhelming about being 21 today?
I feel like this might transition into another topic of discussion, but I think just like feeling like you kind of have to have everything figured out, or at least a vision of what you want the next 5, 10, 15 years of your life to look like. And you could get stuck in a lot of comparison.
Yes.
And it'll kind of steal the joy of the process and just life itself.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably the most overwhelming thing.
Yeah. I know we're going to get into that. We are definitely going to get into those.
Yeah.
And one more question to set the tone. What's something people your age think about constantly, but rarely ever say out loud?
I think honestly, something along the exact same page is just the whole comparison aspect. Like I think we're constantly like, oh well, I don't have a degree, or I don't have a real job, or I didn't go to college, or I'm not married, or or am married, or whatever. Like we're all just in different stages of life, and I feel like it's hard to like come forth in humility about that because we're scared of being judged secretly.
Yeah. So there, you're scared of being judged.
Yeah.
You don't say that out loud. Hey guys, I'm scared of being judged.
Yeah.
But you think of that.
Yeah.
Right? It's on your mind. We're going to move into different sections, and this section is about identity, pressure, and adulthood. Okay.
Yes.
Do you feel the pressure to have life figured out already?
Yes.
Okay.
Every day.
When did that start for you? When did that start for you to say, you better get this figured out?
Probably ever since I graduated high school, honestly. I felt like, well, my journey after high school was kind of weird because I was enrolled at university and then I was supposed to go to a school for mechanical engineering, and then that interest flipped. I ended up going to community college. Still through like 2 or 3 years of community college, I thought I would figure out, okay, maybe this is something I want to do. Maybe I want to take these years at community college and then transfer over to university. But like I still had no idea what I wanted to do, even through school. And I feel like that was kind of my biggest thing that I had to figure out was like what I'm going to do for my career.
Yeah.
And even like my hobbies. Like I feel like I'm not a big sports person. Like I like to be active.
Yes.
Like me and my husband go rock climbing.
Yes. Yes.
And I love like the gym. I love running and stuff like that. But sports has never really been like a, topic that I get super excited about.
Yeah. No, no, that's good. I mean, and I'm going to further along. Where do you think that pressure comes from when you were figuring those? Where did that come from?
And just my peers or even just classmates that they're like, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to school for this. And I mean, to be blunt, from parents,
Yes, good. I want this.
like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like mom and I
yeah,
were like, you got to do something,
right.
right? We didn't care what it was. We just wanted you to do something. And our philosophy is either a certificate, degree of some sort, or a license.
Yeah.
That's all we wanted. We don't care if it was a bachelor's, master's, or whatever. We don't care if it's a license to be a plumber or whatever it is. That's what we wanted for you because we wanted you to be pressured and figure something out. Because when you're relaxed, in my opinion, when you're relaxed and there's not much to do, there's no pressure, I think the process takes longer. That's just,
No,
you don't
yeah,
have to agree.
no, I do agree with that. Like,
Really,
and that's the difference between, discipline and if you say motivation, but
yes,
yeah,
yes,
that's the
that's true.
difference between like if you work strictly off motivation, you're gonna not see a lot of growth.
Right. For sure.
Discipline requires consistency. And
Absolutely.
if you're under pressure, under some sort of pressure, whether whoever that is, like or whatever that is, it's gonna make you push yourself.
Yes, in some direction, right? Whether it be good or bad.
Yeah.
Pressure creates movement or action. Lack of pressure creates complacency.
Mm.
And I think for me, pressure is a privilege. And again, this is not about me, but I'm glad, man. There's some things in here that we have never probably talked about out loud.
Never.
If someone said, Jordan, define success for yourself, not what social media says, but what feels true to you. What is success for you at this stage in your life?
I mean, at this stage in my life, I think success is finding satisfaction in the Lord. My faith is what I base my whole life around. And, no amount of money or no career or anything in the world could satisfy me as much
Yes.
as Jesus has.
Yeah.
So I think just like counting my blessings and being minister to my family in the future
Yeah.
ultimately would mark success in my life.
That's awesome. I got goosebumps. So there's going to be a whole section of faith. So save as much as you
Okay.
can. What parts of adulthood feel heavier than you expected?
Wow. Let's see here. We can get real deep real
Yeah.
quick. But I think everything that I experienced just growing up, whether it's, just day-to-day life, traumas, like all that stuff kind of like I feel like I've started to slowly learn how all of that has affected me
Hmm.
and like how it's shaped me to be who I am right now. I started going to counseling like a couple years ago, and
So before that, you've never gone.
I
did you? Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I'd seen I think 2 counselors before that, but it was more of like a vent session, like I would go there, wouldn't really touch on the problem, and then I would leave, I was just giving them my money. But this counselor that I'm seeing, she's a Christian counselor, and
Okay.
she's really helped me like truly heal from things in the past. And I think the heaviness in this is that I'm learning a lot about myself that I didn't know like before. So it's kind of like getting to know like a stranger, and like having to also feel like having to like carry all that stuff.
Yeah.
But then also knowing that I don't have to carry all these burdens. So I think like diving deep into all that stuff has been really heavy. I've like struggled with like depression and
Yes.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's also something that it depends on, what your community looks like, but isn't touched on as much like as seriously as it as
Mental health. You mean?
Yeah.
Yes. In
Yeah.
general. And there's a whole section about that. So good.
Okay.
This is good. This is really good. I mean, we're warming up right now, and
Yeah.
you're doing really great. What are you still learning about who you are outside of roles and expectations? This might answer that, right? What are you learning outside about who, outside of your role in life now and outside of expectations, outside of the 21-year-old gal?
Like what am I learning about?
Yeah. Yeah. What are you learning about that? We can journey forward.
Yeah.
Let's keep journeying forward, and it's okay. It's no rush because if it doesn't feel right, like I don't want you to force an answer because it's going to come out.
Yeah.
Now we're going to talk about section of faith and belief. This is real and not performative. I want you to be vulnerable. Like I want you to feel like you can just open. This is a conversation between you and I that may make an impact to other people. What does faith look like in your life right now? Is it steady? Is it evolving? Is it challenged? Is it growing? Describe it.
Right now, I feel like I'm definitely in a season of where it's challenging. The thing about God is he's always going to be steadfast towards us, even when we're not.
Yeah.
And that's just sort of the theme that is prevalent in my life right now. I still, try to go to church every Sunday and
I mean, you you are in the worship or you sing
yeah,
at church.
yes, yeah. I'm part of the worship team at my church, but it's just sometimes it's hard when your heart's not in it. And what I mean by that is just like I feel like I have been in a season where I haven't been as close to the Lord as previous seasons, just because I'm not prioritizing that. And I feel like the second that we start to kind of shift away from, the path that Jesus has for us, we start to see a lot of the brokenness of the world. And we think, because like as humans, we are prideful, like that is just in our nature. We think that we can handle it on our own. And like the Lord proves it time and time again that we can't do it on our own. So, but I do feel like at the end of every like challenging season as a Christian, like the Lord, you know, pulls us back to his fold of grace and, we're met where we're at. And that's just where I feel like I'm at right now.
Why do you think you're not prioritizing your faith? What's distracting you, or is it distraction?
I
Or is it
think
intention?
I think it's a lot of me idolizing things of this world. Like, Jesus is supposed to be number one in our life, and then it goes our spouse, and then our children, and then, and I definitely idolize my marriage. Marriage is amazing.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's so eye opening, and it's a huge, like the biggest learning curve that anyone could ever go through in life.
Constantly.
Yeah.
I think I have a master's degree.
But, the second that you look to your spouse for 100% comfort and 100% healer and 100 like our spouse or like I can't be that for my husband.
Yeah.
And he can't be that for me. Like I have to submit ultimately to the Lord because he is what fulfills me and satisfies me. Same thing with like careers or like money or anything from the world. Everything is created by God, but to, sustain us, but ultimately he is the sustainer. Yeah.
So my question is, do you think it's okay to wrestle with your faith?
In what sense?
Like in the season that you're in, do you think this is normal? Do you think you're doing anything wrong right now by
No, I mean, I can acknowledge that I am a sinful human being, but I am made righteous by the blood of Jesus. Like
Yeah.
that is um he died for exactly that. And I get to walk in freedom now, knowing that I'm free from my sin. But like being a Christian is not easy. If anything, it's 10 times harder than not being a Christian because you're living in a world that you're not a part of. Like we're supposed to live set apart from this world.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to conform to the image of the world. We're
Right,
supposed to
correct.
conform to the image of Jesus. And it is it's challenging because you face temptation, you face addiction, you face
Yes.
all these challenges every single day. You sin every single day, and it's just like that. That's why the grace of God and the mercy of God is so powerful because He covers all of that. Therefore, that should urge us to live a life like Jesus did.
I mean, I feel like you're really getting deep in conversation right now. And then you're really opening up because obviously you're passionate about your faith. And
Mhm.
what part of your faith feels hardest?
Mhm.
Is it setting time? Is it prayer? Is it learning the Bible? Is it going to church? Is it serving others? Like, what about your faith is the hardest right now?
Well, I think spiritual disciplines are which is what you would call, prayer, getting in the Word, going to church. Like these are all spiritual disciplines, and these are all it's not the fruit of our walk, but it it definitely is what produces the fruit. Like if we are constantly immersing ourselves in the word, if we are constantly in Christian community, if we are constantly praying, like the Lord is going to do a work in our heart. I think the hardest thing for me right now is honestly all of it, because I felt like again, like my heart has just not been in it. And that's where like we need to be fervent in prayer and like ask the Lord to like soften our hearts, convict our hearts, because he wants to protect our hearts and he doesn't want us to conform to the world.
To the world, right? So then, I feel a little pressure and a little angst from you. And do you think you're being too hard on yourself sometimes? In this, do you think maybe it's more of a self judgment? Like, I'm not saying being perfect, but I'm saying being obedient. Do you
Mhm.
think the level of obedience is intentional and you're mad at yourself for not being intentionally obedient? Or do you feel like, I'm really trying and I'm struggling, just human?
I think I do self judge, but that's because the Bible talks about like the Apostle Paul. He'll talk a lot about how us living in the world and having the spirit, it's like a battle between flesh and spirit. So it's like he talks about, why do I do the things that I don't want to do, and why do I not do the things that I do want to do? And it's because we are weak. Our flesh is weak.
Yes.
It takes a lot for us to do the things that we don't want to do, right?
Right.
And
Right. I mean, I think whether that's push-ups or prayer,
yeah,
right? You have a choice. And ultimately, we know if you want to do push-ups and you don't, what you look like.
right.
Right. Right. No, but I don't want to simplify it just to that, but
No,
there are
that's
struggles.
a good analogy. Like if you want to get to a certain point in the gym and you're expecting it to see results in 3 months, but you only work out only like so little, like you're not going to see a lot of progress. Same thing. Like if you want to truly obey Jesus and you want to lead a life that is righteous,
Yeah.
is truly,
Yeah.
um, you have to remain faithful to the
Yeah.
Lord.
You have to be intentional and you have to act on the ideas versus just it being an idea.
Yeah.
And I'm not lecturing. I'm
No,
gathering this from you. I'm really gathering this from you.
and it's ultimately, I just want to say, like, ultimately it's the Lord doing the work in my heart. Like I couldn't do that on my own. Like it's a joint effort.
Yeah. What do you wish people understood about your faith in your generation? Right? Like do you have friends who are not in a faith journey who are like
Yeah.
maybe just, hey,
Yeah. Yeah. I have lots of friends that they either they say they're Christian or they go to church, or even some that just don't really care for it. I
different stages.
love them the same,
Yes.
because like Jesus meets us where we're at. I want to meet anyone else where they're at, like I'm not going to judge someone for not being a Christian.
Right.
But like I do want to um I want to be a servant of the Lord. I want to be used to minister to them and preach the gospel to them and let them know that, like, hey, like you can have the same freedom that I do,
Yeah. Yeah. Almost like a friend, like, hey, come
Yeah.
over here. I want you to meet Lindsay.
Yeah.
Oh, and I also want you to meet Jesus. Is that how it is? Is it that fluent? Is it almost that fluent for you
I definitely get scared.
to say, hey,
There's a fear of man that like I like either to be rejected for what I say or to say not articulate it correctly. Like there's like
you hold yourself back and try to
yeah,
be political? Like, let me check this out. Right?
yeah,
Oh, what's that cross?
yeah.
Oh, me too. Right. Like versus,
Read.
yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I never just go up to someone and start preaching the gospel to them. There are people that do that.
Yes.
I commend them for that. They are gifted,
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think it's also not so much gifting as it is stepping out of your comfort zone
Yeah.
and realizing that like it is literally eternity that they're facing, life or death. Like what is my fear of, what they're gonna think? Like how selfish am I to think that that's more important than if they're in heaven or hell.
Before we transition out of this section, because I want to honor what you're saying, because I'm going to change the subject, but I want you to say anything else in your faith that you want to profess or anything right now
Yeah.
about your faith.
Well, I mean, I think this is just a great gospel sharing moment, because growing up, I had no idea what the gospel was. Like, if you asked me what the gospel was, I would think it was the whole Bible. Like, I had no
thought it's a
idea.
song. It's not
Yeah,
a song.
I had no idea what it was.
Yeah.
But the gospel is, it's simple, but it's also the most complex act of love that God um has given us, and it's that, God created us to be with him. We separated ourselves from the Lord because we sinned ultimately, and we're never able to earn our salvation. We can't be perfect. We sin every day, which is why he sent his one and only son, Jesus, to live the same life that we lived. He was tempted, and he overcame sin, Satan, and death on the cross. He took on our punishment that we couldn't pay. And by placing our faith in that, in the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus, like, there is so much freedom in just walking in light of that. I mean, it's something that you can't really explain in words, because like there truly is no greater love than that, and it'll truly, like, satisfy you more than anything else, because I can tell anyone in the audience or whoever's watching, like, I've tried everything
Yeah.
that there is to try to satisfy whatever longings or desires I've had, and none of it was worth it. Like,
Wow. This is pretty heavy. Like, we could do a whole podcast just on this. It could be a 4-part series just on your faith.
yeah,
And I commend you for that.
Yeah.
And I know that even as your parent, I feel like I follow you in your faith. You know what I mean? I feel like you set the example that makes me want to be a better Christian, which is, you think it'd be the other way around, but it's not necessarily. I know you and your influence got me and mom to truly get back, get closer to God, find church, find a community, and that was just from your example. You never said, you guys need to go to church. You never said that. This was one of the things I'm most proud about you, is your faith. That's one of the things that I'm very proud about you. I'm gonna switch now.
Okay.
We're gonna go to
let's switch it up.
marriage at 21.
Yes.
What's up? What surprised you most about marriage that no one really talks about? Because, hey, I remember the beautiful barn wedding, friends, everything's matching,
Yeah.
cool pictures, the ones of you and your husband, Hunter.
Yeah.
It was amazing day,
Yeah.
right? I mean, the sun was shining. It was picturesque. And Matt Marchese so graciously allowed us to have it. And Lindy,
Yes.
it was,
Shout out.
it was amazing. It was Ashland family, Mama flew in, and Jody and the relatives were here, and then your friends, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, okay.
Okay.
Now what surprised you? Like, what? Didn't know this.
Well, there's what I vocalized to Hunter was how I said, if I had to write a book, it would be titled like 10 things or however many things that no one can prepare you for in marriage.
Ooh, what's
Like,
one of them?
well, it's
What's
just like,
one of-
well, that's the thing, is like, I feel like a lot of people, even in like premarital counseling or
Yes, because you did premarital counseling with
we
your
did.
pastor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And it's like they can give you tools, they can give you resources, they can give you
Even
scripture.
preparation.
Yeah. And you won't know what it is until you go through it. And that it's just things that no one can prepare you for.
Yeah.
But it's super humbling. I mean, it's literally two sinners living in the same household. We're male and female. We are completely different
Yeah.
makeups, and
Yeah.
it's just a lot of, one thing we have to say a lot is, we're not wrong. We're just different, because
You do that a lot?
yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But
We're not wrong. We're just different.
yeah, because the way that men and women think is so, it's complementary, but you have to be humble enough to, to realize that, and to be able to work as a team as opposed to butting heads,
Do you think your faith makes that as a guide versus a couple who doesn't have a playbook or anything? I mean, at least,
Yeah, I mean,
but it's not perfect either.
it's far from perfect. Yeah, but the whole idea and whole picture of a marriage is to symbolize the gospel and how much grace the Lord shows us. Like, we need to show that to each other. And using scripture and prayer and prioritizing that in your marriage is going to help you guys significantly in any marriage.
How is marriage different from what people your age imagined it to be? So, before you got married, what did you think it was going to be like? What did you think? What were some preconceived notions? All the while growing up, there's always, oh, forever. And then this is forever.
Yeah, it is forever. Preconceived notion is that it's gonna be like a fairy tale,
Yeah.
which the wedding day,
Yeah.
yes,
Yes.
of course.
Yeah. Yeah. How about before? Like, oh, we're moving in. We're getting a
It's
house.
exciting.
Yes.
It's exciting.
Yeah, of
I mean,
course. Yes, it should be.
these are all big milestones.
Yes.
We're gonna look back on those days and just see how much we've grown, and it's gonna be so cool. And just to think that like right now we are in a stage where once we prayed about being in,
Yeah.
and like that we're living in an answered prayer. I don't ever just stop or think to stop and just be thankful for that.
Yeah.
Like for how fortunate and blessed we are to like have a house, to be married as young as we are, and the job that we have and the families that we have.
Yeah.
Like we are just so blessed to be where we're at. But I think, what was it?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good answer. Do you ever feel misunderstood or judged for being married at 21 years old? Do people make comments and, how do you handle that?
I mean, I haven't faced a lot of judgment for it.
Me, I'm sitting right here.
Well,
I was like, 21.
well, yeah.
Yeah, that's judgment.
I mean, I definitely get. Well, like I don't like let it.
It wasn't
that-
judgy, but I'm saying it's still judgment.
Yeah,
And
that's fair.
people are like, Jordan, 21?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you talk to people like today when we were at Cigar Club,
Mhm.
people were, what?
What? Yeah,
Yes. So that's judgment.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
Do people, your friends, even go, the single ones are like, man, you should go out and enjoy life a little bit. Should have, or on the way up to marriage, I'm getting married at 21. Everybody wasn't like, yeah.
yeah. I think people were more struck by how fast the turnover was.
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Because we were dating for 7 months, got
Yeah.
engaged at 7 months, and then
Yeah.
we're married like what, 5 months later.
I don't think anyone was shocked as I was.
Yeah, talk to him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What has marriage revealed about you that you didn't see before?
A lot of things.
I'd like just one or two. Just one or two.
I think feel about myself. Say it in an eloquent way.
Don't do that. Don't need to be eloquent.
I know.
Straight up. Straight up.
Straight up.
Say it gangster for all I care. I don't care. No, go ahead, say it. I don't care. Doesn't have to be perfect. This is wrong, Rhea.
Okay. I'm not a great communicator
Oh,
of my emotions.
fair.
Yeah,
Okay. That's pretty deep to
it is.
admit. Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you feel that way?
I feel like I'm pretty prone to either shut down or lash out in the sense of like,
There's no in between. There's no,
yeah, it's kind of extreme.
it's either.
But that kind of goes hand in hand with like I'm a very much an internal processor. Like if there's something that comes up, I need like 30 minutes to think about it, journal about it, pray about it before I'm like, okay, this is what I feel. Whereas Hunter, my husband, he's very in tune with his emotions. He can pinpoint exactly how he feels, why he feels it, and back it up. And I'm just not like that. I have to.
Does it give you the grace though, or is it not easy to give grace for 30 minutes? Hold, please.
Doesn't
I'll
always
be back.
have to.
Let's get an appointment with you at 3:30 today.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
We've talked about that. Like sometimes we have to literally like put a pin in a conversation, and we have to set aside an hour on this day to talk about it because
That's structured in
it is.
at least.
It is structured. Yeah.
I think you'll always do that.
To structure it.
Yeah.
I think probably for the first few years.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully we'll see some
Wrong.
growth there in me finding out what kind of emotions I'm feeling. But
Okay.
I'm getting better. I've gotten a lot better.
No, I get it. I get it.
But
I understand where
it's a learning curve.
yeah, of course. How do you and Hunter grow individually while building a life together, right? Because
That's
it's
good.
easy for identity to go
Yeah.
to mesh into one. And
Mhm.
well, I do what she does.
Mm.
I do what he does.
Yeah.
How do you build a life individually?
Yeah. And that's really important too, is like, and that was something that we kind of struggled with in the first few months because now we were constantly together. We were
Yes.
doing the same things. I was
Yes.
going to volleyball games. We were rock climbing together, all these things together. And
Yeah.
it's like we kind of had to learn to that we need that time apart from each other.
Yeah. Not necessarily time apart,
Not time
but
apart.
time to
but-
do things that you want to
Correct.
do without
Right.
the other person. Because I don't know, I'm not a counselor, but I think codependency
Yes.
comes from
Yes.
you're waiting for each other's move. What do you want to eat? Whatever you want to eat. No, what you want to, what do you feel like doing? What do you feel like
Yeah.
doing? Okay, so walk me through an example of how you're going to do something individually while honoring your spouse.
Yeah.
And how do you go about doing that?
One, I think we do have very like different hobbies.
Okay.
So
what are your hobbies now, Jordan?
my hobbies.
Just yours.
Okay, my hobbies include just music. I like to be in touch with my creative side. Got a piano keyboard for Christmas.
Yeah.
And I still have my guitar.
Yes.
So I like to just play around with that. And he's very much a all-around jack of all trades athlete. So he'll go play volleyball, whatever it is, 2-3 nights a week with our friends. And sometimes I'll go watch, sometimes I won't, but he'll have like tournaments and stuff like that. And I think that is like kind of our own ways that we get to grow, but also be able to like come together and like truly like I'll say like, oh, how's volleyball and like truly showing an interest in each other's interests.
Yeah.
And like supporting that, like showing up, like even
not just like that's your thing. Like,
yeah,
that's your thing.
but like in it with them, but without being like
in it.
like smothering them.
Correct.
You know?
Like taking a genuine interest in volleyball and not going, well, I don't play volleyball.
Yeah.
Do you play volleyball at all?
I'm starting to get into it.
Yeah.
We're gonna be in a sand league in the spring. But I am not nearly as competitive as my husband.
Yeah. That's cool.
But
I love that. I love
yeah.
your energy rose there. Well, that's good. I think that's really good advice. If I listen to what you're saying is not only do you have separate activities, you admire the activities and show support for those activities, not like you're going volleyball again.
Yeah.
Does that happen though?
Sometimes.
Okay. That's fair.
When it's like 5 days in a row, you know, and you keep playing that his knee hurts, it's like, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's let off the knee then.
Yes, for sure.
But yeah.
No, yeah, that's good. Well, I definitely appreciate that. I mean, I think if people just play back the last 2.5 minutes, there's really good anecdotes in there, you know, and not only having your own identity, but supporting someone else's individuality. Oh my gosh, that's really good. All right, get ready. Mental health, stress, and emotional load.
Okay.
Do you think your generation is more anxious or just more honest about it?
I read that question before.
Yeah.
Kind of struggling with that because I think there is like, and I don't want to like judge a generation because I obviously didn't grow up in like.
But there are examples. I think I know what you're going to say, but I'll let you say it. So just say what you're saying right now. Do you think they're just signaling? Do you think they're anxious? Or do you think they're honest? Like, what is it?
I think it's definitely become more, I don't want to say normalized.
Prevalent.
More prevalent to be talking about mental health. And I think that's a good thing.
That is a good thing. That's the basis of healing.
I think, whether you're, diagnosed with something or not, like everyone is going through life.
Yes.
Everyone deals with things in different ways. I think it is becoming a lot more prevalent now than in like past generations, where it's actually being talked about and worked through and emotions are being sorted out. And I don't know if, was that something in, like back in your day that was?
No. No, it was like, no.
It was just deal with it, suck it up? Or was it more?
I don't remember the word even mental health coming up when I was growing up. I really don't. I remember this is your brain on drugs, right? Like I remember commercials like that. I remember you know, McGruff the crime dog.
Yeah.
I remember Smokey the Bear,
Yeah.
but I don't think there was Derek the mindset guy. You know what I mean? And I don't mean to be
No,
making
yeah.
fun, but that generation in my mind is, being 55 years old now. I don't think I grew up with people going, let's talk about
Mhm.
your emotions and see. There was no words of trigger, no words of activated. Heck, ADHD wasn't even out then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm sure depression was around, things of that nature, but shielded,
Yeah.
very shielded. I remember people say, oh, they're just really sad. They're really sad. And I remember people talking about that, but we'll roll up right into the next question here.
Okay.
What are the biggest sources of stress for people your age right now? The stress, not just a comparison. I'm going to go deeper than that. Like, this stresses me out. I'll name some things.
Yeah.
And you tell me level 1 through 10. I'm going to try to go as fast as I can.
Yeah.
And then we can do a short little description after so I can get to the next one. Money, 1 through 10.
Probably, if you're trying to live on your own, probably 10.
Okay. Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
You gave me an explanation there.
Yeah.
What about figuring out your career path, 1 through 10?
Probably 9.
How does comparison, especially online, impact your confidence or peace?
I think that's even just having social media in general, I think it's more harm than good. I think it's definitely tanked my confidence in the past, just comparing myself in career success, in, image, self-image.
If somebody were to look at your social media right now, they look at your social media, what percentage of that is your real life?
Trying to think what's on like Instagram is really the only thing that I like to use.
Yeah.
Um,
If I looked on there, somebody who didn't know you, man, like, oh,
is
is it just the glorious moments?
Yeah.
Mostly?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not making fun of anybody,
Yeah.
but you're not posting a picture of yourself crying on there.
No.
Or
Maybe in middle school I did, but
did you?
oh yeah, everyone did.
Okay, that's fine. And I'm not making fun
Oh,
of
yeah.
people who do. I mean,
Yeah.
people do.
Yeah.
Or do you vent on social media?
No.
So you don't complain about
Mhm.
corporations or this lady was stuck in line with me, or you don't say how bad people are, or are you passive aggressive on social media?
No.
It's
I just use it to post my life, like the good parts of my life.
It's a highlight reel. That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. It doesn't mean you're perfect. It just says you don't vent. You just use it for a healthy channel to share the good things.
Right.
Do you brag on there sometimes? Is your post ever like a brag? Like, check it out, y'all.
When I got my real estate license, it was a little bit because I had been working on that for a very long time.
Yes.
But it was just a little like it was like the very last slide in one of my posts for the 2025 in review sort of post that I did. And it was kind of discreet. But I was proud of that.
Yeah, that's cool. And everything is private anyway.
Yeah.
It's not to the world. It's just to the people
Yeah.
that you know, really.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that's cool. When life does get overwhelming, though, and I think I know this, where do you tend to turn first? Where do you tend to go when life gets really overwhelming, feels heavy?
I feel like it kind of depends, but if I was to answer honestly, I'd probably say a lot of it I turn to my husband. I want to say I turn to God. In most circumstances, I do. I think prayer is literally the aid for, you know, every season of life, obviously, whether it's joyful or not joyful, tumultuous seasons. Like, I think turning to God is what I would say.
Okay. All right. Relationships, boundaries, and social dynamics.
Okay.
How do friendships change when you're married at a young age? Like, you had friends that, you were friends with before you got married, and then
Yeah.
how did they change, or did they change?
I feel like recently it's been hard being intentional with friendships because, Hunter and I are always doing something or
Yeah.
like I have quite a few friends who are also married, so it's like they're with their spouses or just our schedules don't align. Like my single friends, like we'll try to find a day to hang out and this doesn't really happen.
Yeah.
Or even I am admitting this in humility. I'm like, I'll say yes, and then it gets closer and I'm like,
My gosh, you're one of those.
Listen, I'm gonna get better at it. I just
Hey,
want
this is good. This was good though. What has you?
yeah.
Okay, this is a normal response of what you do. This is a loop almost. It's, yeah, sounds great. That's, yeah, Friday. Okay.
Yeah.
And then what stops? What changes?
Mm.
I mean, I'm sure you don't rank on people just to let,
No.
you know,
And it doesn't matter if you're my closest friend or someone that I've met with coffee with for like one time. Like it's honestly it depends on my mood.
okay.
That's
Why are you laughing? Why are you
That's-
laughing almost ashamed when you do that?
because I wanna be intentional with my friend. Like I want to
Yeah.
be someone who other people can depend on.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure if it's, will you help me move on Friday? You're gonna make it. But
Yeah.
sometimes when you're like, okay, what are we doing? I don't know yet. We're just gonna get together, and then maybe you prioritize other things. Is that fair
Yeah.
to say?
Mhm.
I don't think you're shying away from like, hey, are you coming to my birthday party? And then night before you're like, nope.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's life though in general.
Yeah.
It's prioritization,
Mhm.
right?
100%.
I hope you at least call people and say you couldn't make it.
Well, yeah, it's not like I just ghost them or
Yeah.
don't say or don't.
Hey, I'm here at the cafeteria right now. I'm here at
No,
the coffee shop.
I sent them a text, or they forget that we were supposed to hang out too. So
So crazy. All right.
Yeah. it's hard being 21.
So do you ever feel caught between different lifestyles in your friend group? Some people are, hey, I'm a vapor, or hey, I'm a, or I drink a lot excessively, or some people are, I spend all my money, or some people are flirtatious when they're not around their spouse, right? Some people are flirtatious right when their spouse is sitting in front of them. Different lifestyles.
Yeah.
Do you ever get caught in the like, man, that's, whoa, what's happening here? What do you do?
I say we because Hunter might be.
Yeah.
But we definitely have different friend groups. Like we have our friend group that we go climbing with and that we play D&D with, and we have like our Christian friend group who I met through him, and then I have my close friends. So it's just like
Different
very different
pockets.
lifestyles. And I feel like it is easy to be influenced by the people that we're around,
Yeah.
Not that any of all our friends are great. None of them are like into vaping or
I just
like,
said that,
no, yeah.
But
But
some
like,
of them are into cigars and alcohol and
well, yeah, but it's not like where it's like overbearing.
right.
Now, if like our friends are gonna go out to like a bar or something, like that's just something that we don't do. We don't.
So you guys aren't like, Jordan, Hunter, let's go to the
No, like we will
like,
100% of the time say no.
really?
Yeah. Well, I guess we went to like a karaoke bar
Okay, fair.
for one of our close friends' birthday.
Yeah.
But we were only there for like 30 minutes. So like we'll stop by.
Yeah. But it's not, it's almost special to do that.
Yeah. And it's
And
not like we're going out every
right, that was to Mo and Curly's. Was that where that was? Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Did you sing?
No,
You didn't sing.
we didn't stay there long enough.
You love to sing, though.
I do. I love karaoke.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's so good.
Yeah. Me for my birthday.
Last question in that section. What boundaries are hardest for people your age to hold? Boundaries. What things are you? Well, we'll skip that because that's too big. Purpose, direction, and the future.
Okay.
Do you feel behind, ahead, or right on time in life right now?
I feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be at.
You don't feel behind, like, oh, I wish I did this.
If you talked to me a month ago, I would have felt behind.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Why do you feel it's on time now?
I think, like I said, just counting the blessings that I have today and being answered prayers from years ago. And it's just counting on or trusting in the Lord's timing that.
Especially for your real estate stuff.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that was a big turmoil for you.
Yeah, it was.
Did you feel like you let me down? Do you feel like I felt like let me down?
I think when I gave up, the first time, because I don't think it was me failing that bummed you out. I think it was me giving up.
I would say that you are right.
Yeah.
I don't even. So I'll say it for the record. I don't even care now that you're a real estate agent.
Yeah.
I care that you had many attempts and that you actually followed through in silence. That's what I love the most. You didn't make any announcements. You said you didn't even tell me you were starting because you said you were done. And the fact that you rose from the ashes, from at least the testing ashes, man, that says everything. Resiliency is one of the characteristics I look for when I go through people in life, because you're going to fall on your face. But 3 days later, if you're still on the floor, I'm going to be like, you look funny, laying there on the floor for 3 days. So,
Yeah. It definitely taught me a lot as well. And just like you said, resilience and like I think me a month ago would have said that I'm scared of failing, like trying something and failing.
yeah, yeah.
But you know, like you and Hunter told me that like you really fail when you give up.
Right. I'd rather you fail in motion. Sorry. I'd rather you make a mistake in motion. That's known as a mistake. Sitting still and making a mistake to me is failure.
Yeah.
You didn't sit still. You kept moving forward. That's a mistake. And guess what you can do with mistakes? You can learn from them. Failure, I think, is just another word for mistake, but we won't dissect that now. Purpose, direction, and future, right? We're still in this section. How do you think about purpose when you don't have everything mapped out? Like, okay, here's real estate now. You're still learning, but do you still feel like you're in your purpose? Or do you feel, well, this is not purposeful yet?
No, I think there's definitely a purpose behind me going down this route. My dream job is to be a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
want to minister to my kids and I want
Are you going to homeschool?
yeah, I do. I do want to.
That's awesome because, I mean, you wanted to be a teacher.
I did when I was little.
Yeah.
I don't think I could now in a public school, but
But you can teach your own kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
That has you excited.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think real estate, and it's investing in that future and it's basic skills to be learned. It's just I just see it as something that can like build
Yeah.
build our
For
future
sure.
on.
It's definitely something you can build with. Well, that's for sure. General perspective. What do you wish your parents understood better about your generation?
My generation.
Or you? What do you wish we understood better about you?
I think growing up, I was scared to share my emotions, which is probably why a reason to why I find it hard to explain and express them now.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I knew how to in a way that was like sufficient,
Yeah.
or was like aware of that going on. So I think that's probably a big one. I mean, other than that, like I look back on like all the things that like you and mom have taught me throughout like my adolescent years, and it's just like there is a lot that I have like truly learned from you guys, and that I probably at the time I was like, "No, like what do you know?" And my kids are gonna be telling me the same thing in 20 years.
Maybe not.
Yeah,
Maybe not.
but
Maybe they won't.
you've taught me a lot of valuable lessons you and mom have.
Well, I appreciate that. That's one thing I think mom and I really reflect about
Mhm.
your journey of life.
Mhm.
Um, I think you're very sensitive and sensible. Sensitive and sensible. You have an awareness. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
I don't mean sensitive like you're fragile. I mean,
I can be.
no,
for sure.
I know you can be, but I'm saying you can detect.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. You're very, you can detect. I think you have a presence about you, or an intuition almost, like you can feel something.
I'm a very empathetic
Yeah,
person.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I feel what others feel,
Yes.
and yeah.
Yeah. When do you find yourself shutting down? Is it politics? Is it world as in general? Is it crime? Is it
Mm.
what you hear about on the other side of the world? Is it people yelling? Is it gambling? Is it what shuts you down? I mean, besides a relationship, outside of a
Yeah.
relationship, what really shuts you down?
I think just disunity in general, whether you're talking about the world or politics or relationships or whoever, I think when there's presence of disunity, it just kind of makes me not necessarily uninterested, but like heartbroken more because we do live in a broken world where unfortunate things happen every single day. That
Do you participate in politic talk?
not really.
Not with any single person or behind closed doors, or is it something that is on the tip of your brain, or
when there's things that become prevalent on like news or like social media, I don't really talk about it, but like I have my opinions. I also don't know nearly as much as I think I should to be able to present, you know,
An
some sort of
argument or some sort of supporting fact.
belief for
I
something.
believe, yeah, and that's fair. I didn't learn about politics, honestly, until probably I was 40.
Yeah.
And I was in the military and everything. I didn't even know what left or right meant,
Mhm.
until then. Again, I didn't have time for that. But my philosophy, and I'm wondering if it's similar or different than yours, is
Mhm.
um, let me ask you this. Do you know how many wooden planks are in your house? Different wooden plank on your wood floor?
Sure don't.
How many? Okay, because it's not important to you. What is important to you is there's a foundation that you can step on, right?
Yeah.
And I don't want to minimize politics into that.
Mhm.
I realize that there's Congress and senators and governors and president and Republican and Democrat. I realize all these things. But what I can control,
Mhm.
where I spend my time, is right here,
Right.
right now. I
Mhm.
can control this environment. You know what I mean? Um, and that's how I think about it. But in your generation, does politics come a lot? Do politics come out a lot?
For sure. There's
Just
definitely like a lot of people my age that are really passionate about it.
yeah.
And I think that's great. Like as long as they are, looking at reliable sources and they're informing themselves and it aligns with their beliefs, like that's great.
Do you have friends that oppose each other's beliefs? Like not just you, but one person believes this, another person believes this in politics. Are you friends with different beliefs?
Just the thing is like I don't really entertain it. So I don't really know.
Oh, okay, good.
Like I
Okay.
I
But do you ever avoid anyone based on their political view?
no. Like you can be a Republican, you can be a Democrat. I like to stay neutral.
Okay.
Um
Oh, that's fair. Do you do that because you're scared? Or do you do that because
I do it because I wanna avoid conflict,
okay, that's fair.
and, like, I know what my own beliefs are,
So
and
you stand for things.
yeah.
You're just not like, okay, whatever you say.
Right, right.
You have some things. And
Yeah.
so if you're not talking about it, do you do things
Do I do things about
about your belief
I
for the things you believe in? Or do you just passive, oh, this is bad, but well,
I definitely
I'm not asking if you're an activist either.
No, yeah.
Do you do things in alignment with your belief to help what you believe?
Yeah.
Okay. So you do take action.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've always wondered that, you know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah. I don't really talk about it because A, I feel like I can always become more informed as, you know, a citizen, and B, I think right now there is just a lot of tension between parties, obviously, and
Yeah.
I just wanna avoid butting heads.
I think it's always been that way.
Right.
It's just been really exacerbated now.
It's yeah.
And I don't want to minimize and say this is just a little bit. I'm saying there are riots today and
Mhm.
riots back in the 60s
Mhm.
and 70s.
Yeah.
Riots back in the Revolutionary War.
Mhm.
The word riot in itself has been around forever. I want to go to closing and reflection here.
'Kay.
What do you hope people your age feel after listening to this conversation? Somebody watches this, like, "Ah, I hope they get this out of it."
I just hope that whoever's watching feels moved and that struggling with comparison is something that everyone goes through, but not letting that beat you. Um,
It's definitely the thief of joy.
it is. Comparison is the thief of joy.
Because the minute you are saying, I wish I had their hair,
Mhm.
means you don't like yours. I wish I had that job. Probably means you don't enjoy yours or you want theirs more. I love the opposite. Wanting some, no, not wanting something and is it is it not wanting something and not having it is as good as having it. Wanting something and not having it is as good as having it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Does that make sense
Yeah,
to you?
because it's like, and I'll give an example. Like growing up, mom always has really curly hair,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, wow, that honestly looks a lot more easy to maintain than mine in between lioness of a mane. And she's like, well, it takes a lot to and I'm like, well, mine takes a lot, you know? So it's like, you know, you can't win.
Yeah,
I saw this video actually earlier today, and it was like, you know, the famous people, like famous people want privacy, and the unknown want to have
famous.
or the young wants to be old, but the old wants to be young.
Yes.
It's like that's how like you're right where you're supposed to be. And it's just we want what we can have, but
We want what we don't understand either.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a big thing.
you just kind of have to wrestle with that.
Last question. Somebody your age feels lost right now. What would you want them to know that they're not?
I feel like if this was to like happen, if in like the sense where someone were to come up and approach me and like have a conversation, like, hey, I feel lost. I feel like the first thing I usually try to do is empathize with them and be like, to like really show them, like, hey, you're not alone and I see you. I think the moment that someone feels like they're not alone is when they feel seen, but still loved for it. There's really famous quote by Tim Keller, and it's like one of my favorite quotes. Uh, but it's like to be seen and not loved is one of our greatest fears. To be loved but not known is superficial, but to be loved and known is um, the greatest thing for a human. Um, and I think just, and I don't know if that was verbatim, but it's that idea is like our biggest desire is to be fully known and fully loved.
It's true.
I think obviously the greatest example of that is found in God. So I think pointing them to that ultimately will fill that desire and also let them know that they aren't alone. The Lord is always here. He is all knowing and omnipresent.
With that being said, is there anything you want people to know any further? Last comments, closing comments. We're landing the airplane right here.
Famous words, famous last words. You know, I do want people to know that they're not alone, and authenticity and admitting that you're struggling is not shameful or weak. If anything, it's a strength to be able to be vulnerable and honest, because that's where healing starts. You know, bringing things to light is ultimately going to foster that.
Yeah.
So
Do you have any questions for me? One question for me, maybe?
yeah, I can ask you a question.
Yeah.
That's what I know. I'm trying to like combine them all into one. Well, what is the most valuable lesson that you've learned being a parent?
There are things that I wish that I could forget.
Mm.
There are things that I wish could be taken back or removed from, things that I wish I could have done better, things that I regret, things that I've wronged my children with, things that I've wronged people in general. But the most valuable lesson that I've learned is you cannot erase it.
Mm.
Can't wish it away, can't transfer it. And as long as it's in your mind and you remember it, it will stay with you forever. The most valuable lesson I've learned. With that being said, what a deep conversation. That was crazy.
Conversations.
Yes.
They're my favorite.
Yeah. I mean, I felt like this was probably a two-way counseling session for both of us, but I'm proud of you, proud of all my children, you know, in their own way. And I think what I've learned from today is I'm seeing this whole new life within you that I want to know more of and not just remember my little girl.
Bruh, stop. You'll cry. I'm a big cry. I'm proud of you too, Dad.
Thank you. Thank you.
I hope you know that all your kids look up to you and mom.
You know, you don't have to say that. I feel that. I do. I really do.
And
that's important.
For all the things that you can't erase either, there's immense grace for that, because there's a lot in my life that I can't erase either, but it's covered.
Yeah, it is.
And
it is for sure.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. And again, until next time.
Till next time.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Thanks for tuning in to The Connection. It's been a fantastic journey exploring stories, insights, and inspirations that bridge our lives. Remember, every connection has the power to transform. Please subscribe, rate, and review. Your feedback keeps us going. In this connected world, let's make meaningful connections that enrich lives. Now, signing off until next time. The Connection. Keep connecting and let's go.
That was so good.
Good.
Oh, that was
So
good.
good. That was really good. We should do more of that, man.
I know. I wanted to start a podcast. I'm wanting to.
You should, dude.
I just love talking about life.
Yes. I mean, Jordan, it's